Welcome to your Twin Flame Shadows Pick a Pile reading. So this is going to be dedicated to the Twin Flame Collective. We are going to be looking into what is shadowing the relationship, kind of like a little Halloween special. So you can pick pile number 1, pile number 2, or... Hello and welcome back to Divine Triad. I would like to say welcome back to all of my beautiful divine souls out there today. So for today's reading, I was really drawn to do something a little more challenging, more kind of geared towards Halloween. So I was drawn to do a Twin Flame Shadows Pick a Pile reading today. And as you was able to see from the beginning of the title, you can pick pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3, whichever pile you are more drawn to. But of course, you can pick more than one pile if you feel drawn to do that. So a quick little introduction to any of those of you that are new to my channel. My name is CJ, and I will be your reader today. Please keep in mind that energy can be reversed wherever it fits into your situation. Please, please, please only take what resonates and leave the rest out. These are timeless, so whenever you see this video is whenever these messages may be the right time for you to hear them. And I believe that's going to be it, because I'm going to try to kind of keep this video a little bit short, and I know it's probably going to be long. Alrighty, so we're going to come right back and we're going to get into pile. Okay, so for pile number 1, we are going to be, well, actually I'm using quite a few different decks. There is one Odin. Sorry about that. Again, Odin is my little mischievous fur baby, and he is always wanting to be up when I'm doing the readings. So he is a constant distraction. So I do hope that you all don't mind or take offense to that. The one deck, I will be using the book because I have never used this deck and I'm not too familiar with it quite yet. So I will be using the book for the meaning, but I was drawn to use it for this particular reading. All right, so we're going to be going over what is shadowing the Twin Flame relationship for pile number 1. So the first card that we have here is we have Ruthless. So I'll go ahead and I'll show the cards. So we got Ruthless. And we got Envious. And we got Unlovable. So what I'm feeling so far for this particular group is one or both of you are feeling kind of ruthless, like somebody within this, whether you're together or you're separated, because it can happen both ways. Because even if you are with your twin flame at this particular time, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to have regular relationship problems. So please keep that in mind. But what I'm feeling here is right now, I'm feeling that what is really shadowing this relationship is that there's a lot of, there's some emotional damage going on. Somebody I feel was hurt by someone. As you can see, I see one person and they're carrying 2 people. So I feel like that there was probably a third party that may have been involved in with this situation. And I feel that this person is feeling very ruthless and very heartless. I feel like that this person wants revenge. And I feel like that this person is very envious. This could be you, this could be your partner, or it could be, how you feel towards the third party. And also somebody or both of you is feeling unlovable. So all of these emotions here is what's clouding and possibly could be blocking your connection at this time. But I do feel like there's a lot of hurt going on within this particular group. And the next card that we have from the Sante Muerta, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is we got the number 10. So I will be reading the meaning from the book for this. As like I said, I'm not familiar with this deck quite yet. So let me find number 10. So number 10, and I do not know how to pronounce this word, but I'm just going to read the meaning. So the King of the Dead, Odin, please, sweetheart, you can't be up in the camera in the readings all the time, baby. I'm sorry, you can stay right there. Can you stay right there? Please? Please stay right there. Thank you. Now I have to find where I'm at. All right, so the King of the Dead in the Afterlife. He is the King of the Dead and the Afterlife, ruler of the deepest part of the underworld, along with his wife. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name either. He forms the binary and complementary opposition of desegregation of bodies and matter. We see him devouring a body, for rupture and fading out are the starting point for any successive work of creation or regeneration. He is the alchemic solve to separate, to analyze before synthesis, the phoenix that dies and turns to ashes before rebirth. So the advice of the dead: it is time to look at the situation from a more in-depth point of view, to analyze the circumstances before putting the pieces back together. Okay, so what I'm feeling off of here is I'm really feeling like that this kind of ties into, you know, whatever this hurt or this jealousy, this envy that's going on, and you're very clouded by a very unlovable feeling. Like, you know, whatever your person has done to you has really caused you to feel very unlovable. And I feel like that that this person is coming in, or this, I'm going to say he's a deity, is coming in to let you know that I'm really feeling like this is part of a process for you to kind of to shed the old you, is what I'm hearing. For you to rise above this situation like a phoenix from the ashes is really what I'm seeing here. So I really feel like that, you know, out of all of this hurt and all of this pain, there's going to be a new you that is going to be emerging out from this. And also it could not, I mean, it could just be you, but it could be both of you at the same time, because of course, you know, twins do have a tendency to mirror each other quite a bit. So I feel like that this right here is kind of a process of where it's tearing down. You're being torn down in order for you to be reborn, is what I'm getting here. All right, so our next message from the Halloween deck is the Black Cat, fortune meets opportunity. Okay, Odin, you can't play with the cards, sweetie. You can't play with the cards, sweetie. Do I have to go take you to your daddy? Do I have to take you to your daddy? I apologize. I had to go take Odin to his daddy. Hopefully his daddy can pay attention to him and let me get these messages out to you guys. All right. So the next message I got is the Black Cat. So fortune meets opportunity. So I really feel like that once you come out of this stage, I really feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunities that are going to be coming towards you. I'm also hearing that for some of you that are drawn to this particular pile, that there's going to be an opportunity for a reconciliation. Because I really feel like that through all of this is lessons. I really feel like this is a huge lesson I'm really feeling like this is more for the feminines, but we'll get into that the further down we go into the cards. But I really feel like that the feminines were hurt, and they're really being clouded by this very unlovable feeling, kind of like this, why. I'm just hearing that they keep repeating why. But there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of resentment that is building up in them. And I feel like that, once, if you choose to, because we all have the power of choice, but I really feel like that your best course of action is to be able to let go, shed these negative feelings, go through the process, because I'm really feeling like that at this particular time, because I am also kind of going through this myself, is that we're all kind of going through a collective dark night of the soul. And I feel like that during this dark night of the soul, these are the things that you need to be shedding from your life in order to let new, more positive energy flow to come to you. And I feel like that once you come out of the ashes, once you have this rebirth, I feel like that, you're going to have some opportunities that are going to be coming towards you. It could also be, as far as your finances, I'm hearing that for some of you, you're going to have some good fortunes when it comes to money. For some of you, I feel like that you're going to be fortunate enough to end up making a reconciliation with your twin, that you both are going to be ready to kind of come back together. And I'm hearing work on these issues. All right, so the next thing I have is compassion, empathy, simpatico, kindness. So there we have it. We have compassion. So I really feel like that you need to shed the, this envious, I'm really feeling like somebody's just really out to get revenge on somebody. And I feel like that you need to find a little bit more compassion in the situation. And I really feel like you need to sit down and analyze and think about the situation fully. And don't let other things cloud your judgment. And to let yourself have more compassion, not just, for the person, that has hurt you, but I feel like that you really need to have a lot more compassion for yourself. And especially with this unlovable card here, I feel like that this needs to be, this is more pertaining to knowing your self-worth, loving yourself more, being more compassionate towards yourself is what I'm feeling for that one. Now, the first card that I actually drew one card each, one for the feminine and one for the masculine. So the message, actually, and the card is message, So the card that I got for the feminines is message. So I feel like that you're going to be getting some communication that's going to be coming in. If you and your twin have not been speaking to one another, or, maybe there's just a lot of silence in the home. If you and your twin are physically together, but maybe you both are emotionally not in alignment with each other and just really not speaking. So I really feel like that there's going to be a lot of communication coming in, or you could be getting messages. For those of you that are in no contact, you could be getting text messages, messages on social media, phone calls, and such. But you're going to be hearing something from this person. And the message that I got for the divine males is playful. And I'm really feeling like that this message here is basically telling them that the divine masculines need to be have a little bit more openness and playfulness. Not just towards, their twin in particular. I mean, even if it is just a platonic relationship, or if your twin could be someone within your family, I feel like that you kind of need to drop the hard outer shell is what I'm hearing, and be a little bit more open, be a little bit more playful, show that playful side to you. And I feel like that they're going to be doing that. And then the overall message that I got here, and this is really beautiful, as I got the hearth, so I got homecoming. So what I'm really feeling like here is whatever happened, with this third party that may have caused a separation or may have caused, a lot of heartbreak, within your relationship. I feel like that once you come out of I'm going to say dark night of the soul, because I'm really feeling like a lot of you are going through a dark night of the soul. And it's the same thing, when you come out from a dark night of the soul, it's like you're a phoenix rising out of the ashes. And I feel like there's going to be a homecoming. And for a lot of you, I felt like that was going to be a reunion of some sorts. Or, if, you're not totally separated from your twin, I feel like that there's going to be a rebirth in your relationship, a renewing, a homecoming. You're going to start feeling like you're home again, because I feel like that for a lot of you, you feel kind of disconnected, with your connection. And I feel like that the overall message here is that through all this pain and everything, there's going to be a brand new you, and there's going to be a reunion. There's going to be, or a rebirth, and you guys are going to feel like you're home again. There's going to be a homecoming. So beautiful, beautiful ending to this. Very, very nice. All right, so I hope that this resonated with some of you. If it has, that whoever chose this pile, please leave me a message in the comments and let me know. So now we are going to go on to pile. Okay, so for pile number 2, we got distant. We got distant. We also got fixated. And we got unavailable. Okay, so the overall message, what I'm feeling here is I'm feeling like one or both of you is feeling very distant. And I feel like that there could be some type of addictions involved here, whether maybe you could be addicted to drugs or alcohol. You could also be addicted to relationships. You could be addicted to people. You could be addicted to shopping. Anything can be an addiction, but I just really feel like that you're fixated on something. And I feel like that this more or less is kind of a way for you or your person. This doesn't necessarily have to be you, but this could be your person, whoever is watching this. But I really feel like it's kind of their way of masking their pain, if they're in pain. But I feel like it's just, I'm not really hearing pain. I'm hearing void. It's to fill a void. I'm feeling that the addiction or addictions is a means to fill a void, because I feel like that the reason why they're going through this is because they feel distant from you. Or this could be possibly a long distance relationship, and the person, your person is feeling lonely, and they're doing these things to kind of fill a void. And then we also got the unavailable card. Now that could mean for some of you that maybe your person is unavailable. Maybe they perhaps are married, or they're in another relationship. They're probably in a karmic relationship. Or I'm also hearing too that it could be emotional, that the person is emotionally unavailable. Because like I said in my previous pile, is that, whether you're separated from your twin or whether you're with them physically, you can still have these same exact problems, whether you're together or not. And you can be with somebody that is emotionally unavailable. And perhaps, if, for those of you that are together, your person that is emotionally unavailable, which is causing the distance, in your connection, they're distant. And then, the other person has to use some type of an addiction to kind of fill the void. And this is the overall shadowing. This is what's overall shadowing your relationship. All right, so the next message that I got from the Sante Muerta, I think that's how I pronounce it, is you got the number 20. So we're going to read from the book, because I'm not too familiar with this. Okay, so we got fraternity. No true evolution or process is possible if we consider ourselves to be isolated from the world. This card encourages us to do any spiritual and subsequent material work in a state of solidarity. and trust towards others. The primordial concept expressed by the love card must sediment in our minds so as to bloom and lead us to collaborate with others for a greater good. The advice of the dead is to approach your work and your actions in a state of socialness and solidarity, perhaps starting collaborations with those you trust. So see, with this distance card, I'm really feeling like that this is kind of, that this is a clarification that, somebody is basically, they're isolating themselves. And they could be using these addictions and they're isolating themselves because they're feeling a void, they're trying to fill a void, or they're just feeling empty inside. And, and possibly, the person that is emotionally unavailable is the one that's actually having the addictions that you're dealing with. And they just feel very distant. They feel empty inside. And so the advice here is that they need to socialize a little bit more. They need to be a little bit more open. You know what I mean? Because they're not being forthright is what I'm hearing. They're not being forthright. And it's not just with you, but I feel like that they're also being that way with other people, with family and friends. And the next card that I got is Skull of Flowers, creating through the ashes. So whatever, this inner turmoil, whatever is blocking, you or your person, I feel like that, you always want to take something good. Something always good always comes out of the bad. So I feel like that for this is that, if you can get through this, which I'm feeling that for some of you, yes, you can. You're strong enough to get through this. You're strong enough to, beat these addictions. You're strong enough to be able to trust and to open up. And I feel like that through all of this, once you emerge out of your little cocoon there, you're going to be creating, and I'm really feeling like it's, for this card, for some reason, I'm feeling like that for this particular group, there could be somebody that is a very creative person, perhaps a painter, a writer, a photographer, somebody that deals with, some type of art. And I feel like that through all of this, I feel like that they're going to be channeling a lot of their emotional energy through their work. And they're going to be creating, some beautiful things out of this, is what I'm sensing. So that is a beautiful card there, because you can always take, and a lot of the times people don't realize this, but you can channel all of your negative emotions and you can put it into something else. And especially if you're a creative person, you can create some really great work. And I'm really feeling like that you guys are going to be creating some really great work here. And the next card we got is Her Last Day in the Light, Unexpected Endings, Surprise Changes, and Sudden Shifts. So possibly there could be a break if there hasn't been a break in the relationship already. And possibly this may have already happened, and this is what is causing, this void, because I'm really feeling like there's like this huge void. So I do feel like that for most of you that in this particular group here is that there has been a separation of some sort. So I'm really feeling like there could be some endings that come up unexpectedly. I'm really feeling like for some of you, you're just really frustrated, because your person, and it could be possibly you, is just not being emotionally available. Or, if your person is not available physically, then you're pretty much just going to just be fed up, put an end to it, and your energy is going to start shifting. And you also got the number 10, and the number 10 we all know is the number for completion. So I feel like there could be some cycles going on that are coming up to be completed. And endings does not always necessarily mean that, it's the ending of a relationship. It could be the ending of bad habits. It could be ending of these addictions. You know what I mean? Ending these addictions, ending this negativity, ending this blockages that you have on being emotionally unavailable for not only for yourself, but for your person, your family, your friends. because when you're being emotionally unavailable to one person, it's going to affect a lot of other people, and it's going to stop this distance once you open up. So those unexpected endings could also be endings of your addictions or your person's addictions, which is going to cause sudden shifts in energy, and it's going to complete this cycle. So the first card that I got for the feminines is understanding. Yep. So I really feel like that the feminines here need to have a little bit more understanding, because I feel like that this is more of a masculine energy that is going on here. So I feel like that they need to have a little more understanding for their masculine. And I'm really hearing, just to help them kind of get through this. And even if you have to do it from afar, you can still be there as a support group, a support system, because anybody that has addictions always needs a support system if they're willing to work through this. So just be a little bit more understanding and don't be too hard on them. And the message that we got for the divine masculines is the fledgling. And we have that here. So for this card here, I just really feel like that this is more of a transformation card for the divine masculines. So I really feel like this is a confirmation here that the divine masculines are kind of going through this cycle here, this dark night of their dark night of the soul. This is their dark night of the soul, and I really feel like that they're going to be transforming, because I'm hearing mutations, transformations, and I also mentioned for some reason coming out of your cocoon. So I feel like this is also going to be a rebirth for them. And the overall message that I got is protection. So what I'm hearing here for this is that you all need to know is that you are protected. You are protected by your angels. You are protected by your guides. And not only that, but I feel like that the divine feminines are going to be very protective of their divine masculines during this cycle. Especially if you're being understanding, then you're going to be very protective of them. And you're really going to be helping them to pull through and, to get rid of these addictions, whether it's taking them to AA or getting them into a rehab center, if you are dealing with somebody that has, drug and alcohol addictions, or even when it comes to spending money or being a workaholic, you're going to help them to get through this. And there's going to be a sudden change, and there's going to be a rebirth. But I'm really feeling like that a lot of this, for those of you that are very creative or in the creative arts, you're going to be using all of this, and you're going to be channeling it through your art. Beautiful, beautiful ending. Alrighty, so let's get on to pile number. Okay, so for pile number 3, we have one-sided. We have irresponsible. And we also have foolish. So what I feel like with the overall shadowing is somebody is, either you or your person is, I'm really feeling like the irresponsibility is that maybe they might have ran off and married somebody else, is what I'm seeing here. And they was being very foolish. I feel like that your person possibly felt like it was a one-sided relationship. And they left you for somebody else. And I really feel like that they are aware. I feel like that they are aware of the irresponsibility that they did. And they're feeling very foolish, or they're just acting foolish, like they're acting like a child. So I feel like for those of you in group number 3, I feel like you're really dealing with an unawakened twin. I feel like that, they didn't feel the same way about you, and they just left you and ran off with somebody else. I hate to be blunt like that, but that's exactly what I'm seeing here. A very foolish act for them to do. Oh, and I'm also hearing this For those that actually done this, they are going to be regretting. And the next card that I got, we got the card number 2. To me, that I just get a devilish energy about this card. I mean, I know this is kind of a dark deck, but I feel like that they've got devil energy going on. Oh, we got masculine. So definitely dealing with the masculine energy here. So the first active dynamic and creative impulse that emerges from the darkness, the second card is no less than the fundamental force of the universe. The first push towards the outside, a channel of passage, both stimulating and vital, the desire to become and to evolve. This desire, however, cannot be satisfied because the energy, much like fuel outside the combustion chamber, is not yet structured, disciplined, and stable. This is a very good confirmation that you are dealing with a child. A man boy is what I'm hearing. Or a young girl, if it's a female that you're dealing with. But I'm just really feeling like that this person is very childish. And that's who you're, very, very childish. And the advice of the dead. Your abilities are at their peak, but you need to focus better on your objectives, perhaps asking for advice from a masculine or paternal figure. But really, for me, I just really feel like that this is just confirmation that either you, whoever is reading this, is that, you know, you're the childish one and you didn't feel the same way about your 20 and you up and ran off and married somebody else and now you're feeling really foolish, or you just haven't grown up. It's one or you, but I don't know if I should say this. My guide is like telling me that I need to say that whoever this person is, they need to grow the fuck up. And the next card I got is the Graveyard, which is unnecessary fear. So I really feel like that the person that ran off, they ran off out of fear. They feared this connection. So they projected this one-sidedness and said, oh, you know, I'm not feeling like this, and I'm going to run off and I'm going to marry this person. And now they are just feeling very foolish, is what I'm seeing here. And they ran because of fear. They were scared. They were scared of this connection. They put themselves into straight denial and ran off with somebody else. And the next card that I got is Knowledge, Study, Learning, and Education. So I really feel like that this experience was a learning experience for them, but I don't feel like that they have really learned their lesson, but we'll see when we get into the cards. But yeah, this was definitely a lesson, a learning lesson that educated them on some things. Or for some of you, whoever is watching this, I feel like that you guys are going to be going back to school during this period of separation. I feel like that you're going to be going back to school. You're going to be picking up maybe possibly going after a new career path is what I'm hearing. Yeah, I feel like that for those of you that are going through this separation right now, because I'm really feeling like this group number 3 is definitely for people that are in separation. But yeah, you're going back to school and you're learning, which is a beautiful thing. That's good because you're taking care of yourself. But I also feel like that definitely for this person that just up and freaking bounced on you like that, yeah, definitely a learning experience for them. So the card that I got for the feminine is the Moon. Now I love this. I love the moon because the moon is always waxing and waning. So it's like there's always day and there's always night. And I really feel like that, you know, the feminines are very intuitive because, of course, we know the moon rules intuition. And I feel like the feminines are very intuitive. I feel like that they know what this connection is about. And I just really feel like that they're just kind of stepping back and they're just kind of taking care of themselves. They're just, they have the knowledge and the ability to just kind of let this situation go and, just work on themselves is what I'm seeing here. And the card that I got for the Divine Masculines is love. And I really feel like that's why they ran. They feared this love. They feared this connection. They lied to themselves. They lied to the feminine. They're just straight up denial is what I'm seeing here. But they know that they love this feminine. And this feminine knows it. And I feel like that's why she's just kind of like, okay, I know my self-worth. I know what I'm about. I know this person, loves me, but they're in denial. So, it's whatever. They can go do whatever the hell they want. Let them learn their lessons and we'll see what happens, is what I'm hearing. I really feel like that the feminines in group number 3 here are just really standing in their power right now. And that is a beautiful thing. Yep. And the overall message is clearance. So I really feel like for this card here, I feel like that it was almost like a house cleaning. Like I really feel like that the feminines, they cleaned house within themselves, like with their emotions. I feel like the reason why they're standing in their power right now is because they cleaned house with their emotions. They was able to take control of their emotions. They was able to sweep out and clear out all of the negativity and just let everything go. And I really feel like that a lot of them are just kind of at peace. I mean, hey, a lot of you in this group, you're going back to school. You're studying, you're learning, you're gaining new knowledge. All in the meantime, your person over here, I'm hearing he's going through hell with whoever this person is that they ran off with, is what I'm hearing. And they feel like a total fool. But they still have a lot of growing up to do. And the feminines know it. But yeah, so that is the message that I got for group number 3. So I do hope that these pick-a-paw readings resonated with you. If you would like to see me do more pick-a-paw readings in the future, please shoot me some comments down below and let me know. And I will continue to keep doing these. I mean, I could do different types of pick-a-paw readings, but I was really drawn to do the twin flame shadows because, like I said, I feel like that we are all in a collective dark night of the soul at the moment. And kudos to the feminines in group number 3, because I really feel like that for those of you that have done this energetic clearing, and I believe that you have come out of your dark night of the soul and you are standing in your power, and I'm just so proud of you. I really am. I just have this happy, proud feeling for you. So yeah. So anyway, I hope that everybody is having a magical, mystical, and wonderful, I'm going to say evening because it's nighttime here. And I hope that everybody is staying safe, and be love and give love. And namaste.